ReTreet. Building it's as easy and enjoyable as playing with Legos during the rest. This is what Echo Dome claims. Perhaps it's an exaggeration, but not far from the truth because their dome structures really assemble quickly and easily. At least that's what you see in the video from the company, where one person assembles a 366 square foot aluminum housing frame in 7 hours without using any tools. Certainly the assembly time can vary because the company offers different models up to a dome with an area of 700 square feet. However, in any configuration, the total time spent will not exceed 1 day. And that's indeed faster than many competitors. Plus, the resulting dwelling will offer users protection from all types of weather. And the claim about protection is not a joke. Despite the external flimsiness of the structure, such domes can really save from a lot. Of course, in real life, you wouldn't want to test it, but there are tests out there that'll demonstrate everything. BretteHaus. Here's a house that looks more conventional than domes, but can be built even faster. It's equipped with a hinge system that allows the building to be put up in about 3 hours after it's placed in the right spot. You can argue that there are many such houses that unfold quickly, but they require a lot of time to set up electricity and plumbing. The creators of this house confidently claim that all utilities are already inside. You just need to connect them to external sources or your own autonomous ones. The price of the houses can vary depending on their sizes. For the smallest one with a useful space of 170 square feet, you'll need to pay around $35,000, while the largest house with an area of 280 square feet costs about $68,000. Eco Resort. If you love The Lord of the Rings and want to live in a Hobbit-like home, you can easily do so with Green Magic Homes. Their workers will come to your desired location, set up, and bolt together parts made of reinforced fiber polymer in a short time. After that comes the finishing touches, furnishing, and you're ready to move into your new dwelling. Those who know what Hobbit dwellings look like have already noticed the catch. There's no greenery here. The homes of these fictional characters were covered with it. That's why the final stage of construction should be creating this eco-friendly covering. Now it's ready. Even if you've never considered living in the Lord of the Rings houses, you shouldn't miss out on the homes from Green Magic Homes. They have good insulation, and the green covering on top helps keep them cool in summer and warm in winter. Don't feel like spending a lot of money but want to see the Hobbit's house? There's a way out. You need to go to New Zealand, where the original village from the movie is located. Prefab Dome. According to Epstec, you can assemble a dome house in 2 hours. To do this, you need to use their foam polystyrene panels. The building process is quite simple. The panels are methodically connected to each other, gradually forming the dome. First, the wall panels are installed, and then the roof is assembled. Everything is additionally secured, and then extra insulation is added. After equipping the house with all the extra elements, you can move in right away, since the structure made from these panels has excellent thermal, vibration, and moisture insulation. And if you think this house looks too plain and boring, don't worry, because you can easily decorate it. Yurt Cabins. If the area you decided to live in is at risk of wildfires or strong winds, Design Horizons has a solution for you. The fire resistance of the company's buildings is ensured by the fact that their structure contains steel studs and tracks, as well as steel floor joists. Overall, the company creates homes where steel is the predominant material. Wind protection is ensured by the design features. From the sides, the wind simply moves along the house, not exerting significant pressure on the structure. The front and rear parts are built to be as stable as possible. The main restriction is that the wind speed should not exceed 100 miles per hour. You can also secure relatively safe housing fairly quickly. The company says the largest building is erected in 7 days by a team of 4 people, after which rough-in and siding works remain. Domeshells. Houses like these look really odd, but they're already becoming popular. To build monolithic domes, you start by erecting a reinforced concrete foundation that shapes the structure. Next comes a less obvious but crucial component for these constructions, an airform. Once it's prepped, a layer of polyurethane foam is applied to the interior for added strength, followed by reinforcing rebar and concrete. As a result, we get a house that stands out primarily for its strength and durability. It's also worth noting its energy efficiency, since in the construction of monolithic domes, there are no seams through which air could leak. Yurt Cabins. On your screens, you can see a yurt being set up, and it's a perfect choice for those who've always dreamed of living in a somewhat unconventional structure. First of all, it's worth mentioning what the structures are built on. Unlike many traditional options with complex foundations, here we simply have beams and panels. Yurt's walls come pre-assembled and are made of logs with fiberglass insulation, so you just need to put them in place. That's enough to live comfortably inside a yurt. The yurt roof consists of insulation panels covered with roofing fabric, which prevents moisture from getting through, keeps warmth well, and keeps out the cold. However, like the walls, you can upgrade or completely change the roof. When trying to modify a yurt, you can create something extremely efficient like the house called Dymaxion, designed by Buckminster Fuller. There were several versions of such a house at different times, but all of them were essentially a collection of parts assembled on site and intended for living anywhere in the world. CN. There are countless companies that produce container homes, but Continental Solutions have a distinctive feature. The company's container homes are easier to transport than competitors because they can fold up. For instance, the CN10 model, when expanded, stands at a height of 103 inches, but when folded, it's just 20 inches. Overall, this feature saves carriers and warehouses from extra work and conserves space. All is clear when it comes to quick assembly. You bring it in, set up the walls, that's it. But what about the end users? Here's another plus of Continent's solution, as after the building, the containers are instantly ready for life. They come equipped with wiring, all the essentials for AC and heat installation, plus quality insulation to prevent heat loss. And you can move them with your own transport. Plus, it can go through not very suitable places. A house will even fit through small tunnels. Container home. In this video, there was already a container home that, due to its ability to fold, greatly simplified transportation. This container also folds and unfolds, but its overall dimensions when folded aren't something that will streamline the process. The thing is, a 40-foot container arriving on site can greatly expand in a short time. Its original walls turn into an additional floor, then walls are built for the new space. And so a container home appears in front of the customer 3 times larger than it was before unfolding. Because of this, literally everything necessary fits inside the house, including the kitchen, bathroom, and there's plenty of extra space that can be used for any needs. Domir Domes. That's how Domir Company builds its dome houses: 3 people and some turners. That's all you need to finish the building. The trickiest part of building such a house is making the frame. That's what takes most of the time. After that, everything becomes much easier. Forming walls is an easy and time-saving task because they're made from pre-made wood panels that already come with insulation. That means they're ready to use and just need to be installed, so the number of steps is minimal. Then comes the final step, pouring concrete. In this case, the company uses a composite of lime and industrial hemp. Its main advantage is that it's eco-friendly, and at the same time, it provides good thermal and sound insulation. Steel frames. When steel frames from dynamic steel frame are used in construction, the building process is quicker compared to similar frame systems. This is because of the lightweight nature of the elements. For instance, a frame piece for a 25-foot wall can be easily carried and set up by 2 people. Moreover, the company offers frame variations of the most unusual shapes, eliminating the need to spend time searching for suitable elements in specific situations. Dynamic steel frame carcasses not only allow for quicker home construction, once built, users benefit in numerous ways, especially compared to homes made from wooden beams. These homes are much more fire-resistant, protected from termites and mold, do not shrink, and deform significantly less. Modular Homes. In this video, Broad Homes built a multi-story building in 7 days, and here, 400 student apartments were constructed in 35 days. The reason for such construction speed is that the company constructs modules at its factories, then transports them to the site and sets them up using cranes. These boxes can either be fully finished and just need utilities hooked up, or they may only have a frame. However, Broad Homes doesn't always work in this manner. If a building requires a unique approach, the company will handle a custom order. Popyurts. Simplicity has never been so evident in housing construction. Yurts from the company PopYurts are simply bamboo sticks connected in a certain way, which in about a few dozen minutes turn from a compact transportable form into a complete frame ready to become a home. Simple, isn't it? And the further transformations won't be any harder. Just do some basic tasks like putting up some insulation, then put on the roof. Done. You've got a full-fledged house. And if that's not enough, the building can be additionally wrapped in corrugated metal, turning it into an even more suitable place to live. Transforming this kind of yurt is only limited by your creativity and budget. For instance, you could change it into something like this. Though the shape would be the only thing that remains from the yurt, and the place will turn into a small, autonomous house capable of withstanding any conditions. Simply superior. Building basement walls is a rather tough and time-consuming job, which you can hand over to Superior Walls Company. It delivers ready-made reinforced concrete wall panels to the construction site, which are then placed in the right position one by one and secured with stainless steel bolts. According to the company, it all takes less than 1 day and bad weather won't delay the timeline. And yes, you can cross not only wall construction off your to-do list, but also any concerns about needing extra insulation. The panels installed by the company already include extruded polystyrene with excellent insulating properties. Lok-N-Blok. Construction can be done even quicker than with concrete and lumber. And this isn't just talk. This video proves it. The secret to the high speed is that the black blocks called Lok-N-Blok are made of polypropylene and have a shape that fits together perfectly. Thanks to this, they weigh 90% less than a regular concrete block and are very easy to connect. And yes, polypropylene is the main material here, so let's focus on it. Thanks to this material, Lok-N-Blok units are resistant to pests, moisture, and UV light, provide sound insulation, thermal insulation, and have high strength. Garden room. Fast, made to order, and stylish. SteelTech can create a building on any plot. The primary reason the construction process is so rapid, potentially taking just 4 hours, is the utmost simplicity of the buildings. The lightweight steel frame is easy to assemble. The same goes for the metal wall panels. Doors, windows, and the roof are also quick to install because they're pre-sized. Yes, such a structure doesn't exactly scream home, even though it looks like one on the outside, but why not live there if the climate allows? Plus, you can always insulate the quick-built structure further. Sep Houses. In this video, they're putting up buildings designed for living. The key players are Bentley Concepts and structural insulated panels. From them, the company builds absolutely everything in the structure of the house. First, the walls are put up, which form both the general boundaries of the house and the interior rooms, and then the roof is installed. Choosing just one material seems odd because homes are typically built using a combination of them. However, this approach makes the construction even faster compared to using partially made structural insulated panel counterparts. On top of that, it elevates the house's properties to a new level. Modular houses. It would seem that these are ordinary prefabricated houses that are indistinguishable from each other. However, their assembly is completely individual. Every home from Archiblocks is a unique project, meeting each customer's individual requirements. And if initially a container-shaped house looks similar to another, the final residence often differs significantly. To each main module, the company can add extra bedrooms, bathrooms, or simply modular rooms with any intended use as requested by the customer. However, there's one more thing that ties all the homes together: high energy efficiency achieved through suitable materials and design choices. Prefab houses. What makes these modern buildings attractive? It's the way they were built. I mean their modularity. 17 structures were built from modules that were prefabricated by Lier plus Graph in their factory. Each module was immediately equipped with an outer shell, windows, doors, wooden facade, and roof waterproofing. After placing them in position, finishing touches, connecting utilities, and installing equipment were all that remained to complete the modules. And yes, it took around 7 months for the entire process, which is a lot shorter compared to starting from scratch. Sonostar Domes. You're looking at Sonostar Dome buildings, perfect for anyone who loves quick-built homes. To start with, it's important to mention what keeps the entire structure intact. The framework of any version, whether small or large, features cut PVC pipes. The framework's easy to assemble, relocate, and can even support a decent amount of weight. For example, testers attached different weights up to 140 pounds to it, and the structure handled it well. The roof is a cover that simply stretched over the frame. Yes, it doesn't look very reliable, but it'll protect from the basic whims of nature like rain, snow, and wind. Anyway, now it's clear why constructing a dome house takes hardly any time. It won't shelter you from natural disasters, but it's enough for those who prioritize fast construction.